things. One thing I know for sure is that there's a really bad man there. They say he's a priest. I don't know. But he is really a bad dude. The other thing they say that is in that building is in punk watching. It's sort of like a troll or it. It is a 2 to 3 foot human-like creature and is really, really bad. Supposedly, if you confront this thing or see this thing, that, legend has it that bad things will happen to you.
And I keep this feeling that we should go up there. Let's go in the... Which room do you want to go in? Well, don't think about it and let's investigate, dude. Don't sit in there quietly. You want to go in the priest room? You want to go in the... Is alright? Huh.
I'm back.
Oh
no,
my God, I'm
no,
not joking.
dude, Tyler, we're leaving.
We're not leaving, dude.
Dude, I'm gonna fucking throw up. My back. Is there you?
Yes, I'm not
You
kidding,
can't.
dude. I am not fucking with you, dude. You have 3 scratches right on your
No,
back.
no, I cannot.
So what I do, I normally just start everybody in the kitchen, and the reason why I do that is because when we came into this, we came in to restore the rectory back to its natural condition. And the way you see this room is pretty much the way the entire rectory was when we started. So we like to start everybody in here for 1 or 2 reasons. One is to show them what we've done. And when I take you through some of this other, you'll see in the living room and the parlor, the ceilings were literally caved in there. So we kind of start everybody in here just so they can see what the original condition of this when we took it over.
Right.
Like I said, and we've gone through, we've restored just about everything in here. We didn't find out anything about the paranormal stuff until after we started, ripping the ceiling down and doing some different stuff. And then, we started having a few things happen from there.
So did you believe in the paranormal before you bought this?
I did not believe
Nope.
in ghosts whatsoever before I bought the rectory.
Really?
And the weird thing about it was we, Terry and I have actually worked, like I said, for Midwest Preservation for some time.
Yeah.
And, we've been in some places that are 10 times this size and, at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And, we've never, ever experienced anything. Terry might have prior to this, but I never believed in any of it.
Mm-hmm.
There's something going on here at the rectory that's a little bit different. And, a lot of people, including Terry and myself, think it's actually evil, what's here.
So Terry won't come in the building?
Terry quit.
Really?
With the rectory.
Wow.
She got to her. Terry and I started this together, and it started affecting both of our personal lives in a really negative way. And then so Terry started backing away from it a little bit. I started backing away, and the restoration that we were doing just kind of basically came to a halt because we didn't want to come back in here anymore. But we'd be in here and we'd hear footsteps upstairs. We'd hear doors opening and closing. You could hear the doorknobs jiggling. We'd come in one time. We had crosses hung up on the wall. And we came in, we put them up one night, came back the next night, and 2 of the crosses were gone off the wall. And we had some other religious stuff upstairs, and all of it was just laying on the ground.
Wow.
So we kind of, both of us just shot away from it a little bit. But to answer your question, no, I didn't believe in anything before here. Definitely do now, though. So in this room, if you'll look on each wall, you'll see a little plaque that we have up here. That basically just tells you experiences that either Terry and I have had in here. We don't put anything from any other groups. It's just what we've actually experienced ourselves. So the parlor, we know of 3 different priests that have actually passed away in the rectory, and their bodies were laid out in the middle of the floor here. And what they did, they laid them out here for the clergy to view before they were taken over to the church for public viewing. So we do know of 3 different priests that actually passed away in the rectory. Some of the people in the neighborhood have told us that one of them was actually murdered here, but Terry and I have not been able to find any documentation to back that up.
Right.
So you'll get some pretty decent activity in here, some in here. The hallways, don't overlook the hallways. This is the library and the dining room. We used to actually tell people just to kind of, not even worry about doing investigations in here.
Yeah.
And then what we did, we actually started bringing in some recorders, and we started getting a lot of good EVPs out of both the rooms here. To be honest with you, I was actually waiting for you guys to get here because I don't like coming upstairs by myself either.
Really?
So we got to where we actually don't have this listed on the website, but anybody that knows this, you can go to Google and look it up. There was actually a priest here in the 50s and 60s. His name was Father John B. Burning. And like I said, he was here, 54 to 60, whatever. And he actually raped and molested a bunch of boys here in the rectory. When we first found out there was a lot of weird stuff going on here, what we would do is bring recorders in and try to record and pick up things, the same thing that normal paranormal investigators do. And some of the things that we would get here would be a male, and you could clearly hear him, when we go back and play back the recordings, you could clearly hear him say blessing, and then you could hear him mumbling, and then you could hear him meet, and then more mumbling, and then you could hear him say amen. And we've had two different priests in here. One of them was a Franciscan, the other one was a Catholic priest, and both of them said the same thing. In the late 1800s, early 1900s, a lot of the priests actually spoke Latin when they prayed, and they were saying that could be part of what that was, the rumbling part of it. Right. We'll get some good stuff on the EVPs out of this room. If you use flashlights, the producer for Haunted Collector or Ghost Adventures, one of the shows, actually brought some flashlights and showed us that thing. And if you put them up here, you can literally see the flashlights responding to your questions, any questions that you ask. Now this room we call the creepy room. And what happened with this, when Terry and I first took over the rectory, we brought the suitcase. It was the first thing that we ever brought in here. So we brought the suitcase in and there was nothing else in the room. And we would be working downstairs and we'd come upstairs and the suitcase would be moved. So, at first, before we figured out what was going on here, so what we did, we went to Target, one of the stores. We got the baby monitor where you could actually monitor things.
Yeah.
We put it downsters and we put the other part up here. And the weird thing about it was we were down there working one day painting and we heard something just go, just a little bit of a slide. Yeah. And we looked at each other like we acknowledged the sound, but we didn't really, think that it was a suitcase. And then Terry said, I bet that was that suitcase. So we come upstairs and it's literally moved from here down almost to the wall. A group sent us in a video of the rocking chair rocking. We've never actually witnessed it rock. What we have done is come up like the suitcase will be moved in different parts of the floor. Now the reason why we call this the creepy room is if you come in here at night, this is probably the creepiest room in here. This and the hallway and the servants' quarters. But there's been probably close to 30 people that's been scratched here in the rectory, and the majority of them have been in this room.
Whoa. I saw the Ghost Adventures bless the house. Did anything change after that?
Yeah, the house got pissed off.
Did it really?
Yeah, it did.
Wow.
The first priest we had come in, he couldn't do an exorcism. He was actually a Franciscan priest.
Yeah.
Man, he couldn't do an exorcism without talking to the church. But what he did do, he came in and blessed the house and blessed Terry and blessed myself, and everything kind of calmed down for probably 3 days. And then after that, it seems like every time we bring someone from the clergy in to do that, it just pisses it off.
Exactly, right.
So, you guys will find it out. Like I said, there's just 2 of you. Have you guys done a lot of stuff with haunted locations?
Yeah, for like 3 years.
Yeah, protect.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Because I tell everybody the same thing that comes in here. I tell them, I really don't care what religion you are. It doesn't make any difference to me. I don't care if you're religious, but whatever higher power you believe in, when you get ready to leave, just tell the rectory whatever's here to stay here. Because there's been people that we've actually turned away because they came in thinking this was a joke, and nothing's really haunted, kind of like I did before the rectory.
And that's when you
whatever's
get
here,
sworn.
it's no joke. It's
definitely.
here. So the basement is down here. I will tell you guys, there's been a couple of groups that have actually been locked in. So make sure you keep the lock open.
Okay.
I don't want to get locked in there.
Yeah, no, you don't want to get locked in there.
No.
Trust me. We had one group, it was Greater Ohio Spirit Trackers, and they had probably 10 people here. They all went down in the basement, looking for evidence. And while they were down there, they still had the video recorder going. And you could hear, everybody that was in the group was down there, but you could hear, sounded like somebody kicked in the back door. And then you could hear doors slamming. You could hear a lot of stuff going on, and this is all on YouTube, but you could hear a lot of stuff going on, and you could hear them panicking, and then you could, the leader of the group, his name's Robert, he gets on the phone and starts calling 911. They all stay in the basement, and you can hear the entire thing going on, but they have like 3 police cars that surround the rectory, or pull up, and the cops are all around the rectory, and they come up to the door, and nothing's out of place.
Why does it sound like there's people upstairs?
I know.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
heard that too.
It's like they're having full conversation upstairs.
It's crazy man had a full conversation with the dog. Wow. Did you just hear that?
Mm-hmm. Has somebody outside?
No, it sounded like.
Oh,
No, it sounded like a firecracker
yeah,
type.
that's what I heard.
Oh.
There it was again.
Yeah, that was not a file right here. No.
Is this on the foot upstairs?
No, that's fine.
There's people outside.
Should we go upstairs and be
Keep the
concerned?
lights off. Let's get away from the windows.
Thank you.
Here.
Should we work our way upstairs?
Yeah, right here.
Alright, so we just supposedly heard gunshots.
Somebody upstairs. Do we want to go like,
Oh my god. Yes, call 911 now. Stay down here. We don't have any phone. I got a phone.
do we want to go like,
Oh my god. Yes, call 911 now. Stay down here. We don't have any phone. I got a phone. Yeah. Turn off all the lights. I don't have a phone either. Call 911 now. Rob. Are you calling right now? I have my laptop upstairs. I know. Here. Does anybody know the address? 639 Steiner Ave. Yeah, 639 Steiner Avenue, Cincinnati, Ohio. Or Steiner Street, yes. There was just shots outside. We're in the house, and it sounded like they may have busted into the house. We're in the basement.
And what's the story with the dog fighting?
The Michael Vick thing, where everybody got
Right.
busted. We do know from research that we've done on Google that several people got busted around the Sedamsville area. We've had different neighbors tell us that they fought dogs in here, and if you look at the doors, you can see the doors. Some of the doors are just chewed up. I mean, literally chewed up from where the dogs have tried to get out. But we do know that there was dog fighting going on down here in the on this side of the basement, the bigger area. There's a couple of drains down there where they would, and sinks where they had washed the blood down the drains. And
come here. Come here. Come here. Come here.
What the hell was that?